Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another casted game for Age of Empires 4, and today we have a banger of a game. It's going to be MarineLord playing on the west side of the map in red as the Delhi Sultanate, and in the northeast corner of the map in blue is Puppypaw playing as the Mongols. The map is Woodwall. It's a map that you may not be familiar with unless you've been watching the Road to Red Bull Wallow Legacy hosted by AGC TV, and this Woodwall is a map designed for that tournament in particular. And as you can see, we've got a wall of wood literally in the center of the map, split by two cliffs. In some ways, it kind of resembles Altai, these two cliffs in the center of the map going across to each other. But in the middle of those two, not sacred sites, in the middle of those two walls, we've got a wood wall, literally a wall of wood. And players can chop through, of course. But on either side of the cliffs, we've got two sacred sites and a passageway to each other's base. So it's a really interesting map, and I actually quite like it, especially if you can think about the strategies involved, especially with the Delhi Sultanate, because the MarineLord playing as a Delhi Sultanate today can look to get Sanctity in the feudal age. And Sanctity allows scholars to capture sacred sites before the castle age. What that means in the feudal age is that MarineLord might attempt to go for these sacred sites on either side of the map. And so, sure, you've got this wood wall in the middle, but this is only temporary. You can chop through. What can sometimes happen though, if MarineLord is able to get some walls, palisades, stone walls, you name it, whatever it is, on the opposite, on either side really, in front of the sacred sites, that gives Puppypaw a problem to deal with, and that problem will be decapping the sacred sites. You'd have to break through the walls on one of the two sides. It doesn't really matter which one, as long as you can get one of them, if both sacred sites have been activated. But just bear in mind, if he does commit to one of the sacred sites or try and decap one, that leaves the middle bit very exposed. And so Puppypaw will be forced to either split his army into two or focus very highly on terms of static defenses of keeps, outposts to protect this position to stop MarineLord pushing through the middle. Because what MarineLord might opt to do, and we've seen this on Woodwall before, is okay, you might decap a sacred site, but I'm going to decap your whole base by going through the middle of the map. And so that can be something to consider. Now, Puppypaw playing as the Mongols on Woodwall, we've seen some interesting strats by 3DB. Well, to be fair, when do we not see interesting strats by 3DB? He's had some TC rushes, building extra town centers, and just forcing his way through the wood, chopping through it, and then basically TC dropping his opponent. That could be something that Puppypaw decides to do. I don't know, I don't really expect it. Puppypaw, I feel like, is a bit more of a meta player, unlikely to do something like that. Well, it's not really in his gameplay character that we've seen so far, but well, Puppypaw should be capable of it, that is for sure. It's not something he's not capable of. Just depends on whether that's something he decides to do or is interested in doing. Right, we see the Delhi Sultanate getting all the upgrades, as we can expect. They do get the upgrades for free. The Mongols being aggressive here, kind of trying to get the raiding bonus on the mining camp. That's actually quite key. Puppypaw has invested in some early horsemen, going to deny the gold, and whilst MarineLord is opting to go for the Dome of the Faith, we'll need the gold for those scholar production, which is being denied right now. But the barracks will be coming up for the Delhi Sultanate, and that will push those horsemen away, no doubt about that. Deer stones being put through by Puppypaw. Now, this is actually a really nice thing to see for the Mongol civilization. Often with their early aggression, they were not so much punished, but it was very difficult for them to have a very competitive feudal age time. But because they have access to the Gur, that has certainly helped things. Not that really Puppypaw is reliant on that, because he does have his town centre on the woodline and the gold, so it's actually pretty safe on that side of things. In fact, where the heck is his Gur? He's probably keeping it as scouting information. I'm not entirely sure where the Gur is at the moment. Actually, I'm really interested. Where is the Gur? 3 villages coming out. I'm not sure what... Maybe an outpost coming out. Stable there. Wait, where is the Gur, guys? Holy smokes. We don't actually see it on the map. Did he get sniped or something? Wonder whether it might have been sniped by MarineLord. We didn't see it. That's a bit of an awkward one. But anyway, we do see 3 villages coming out. Where are they going to? Going to berries? That can't be right. Puppypaw. Yeah, it's going to the outpost. It's going to outpost the sacred sites. We can't expect that, really. Trying to defend that position. Doesn't want the scholars to come and grab those. Blacksmith coming out. Going to get them those free upgrades for these units. There's the archer ranger and a stable. We'll be able to double produce, and it looks like Mangadai. We don't see Mangadai all that often from the Mongols, but we're seeing them come back a bit more. And Puppypaw opting to double produce them, looking to be aggressive in the feudal age. He's not hanging back. Spearman is on the field there for MarineLord. Going to protect that gold vein. That's actually quite key because he's going to want to produce those scholars, going to want to access the sacred sites. And even if it's not to access the sacred sites, he will want the scholars to be garrisoning inside either his production buildings or his mosque. Now, he does have efficient production, so could technically get a scholar in there. But only has one scholar so far because, of course, he was hampered. He was held back from gold for quite some time. Looks like an archer range going down from MarineLord. Delhi Sultanate are no joke in the feudal age, though. Once they get rolling, they can pack a punch, especially when the buildings get supervised by the scholars. Alright, we are back in action. Now, we do see some production buildings here on the Aoe4 here, stay well in the archer range. It does suggest there's going to be a relatively heavy feudal for the Mongols, perhaps a bit of aggression there. There is arrow slits in the outpost as well. We need to protect those villagers. But will we see a bit of a push here from MarineLord? You'll see those villagers and be probably licking his lips, probably want to take them out. He's investing in an archery and the barracks, as we know. Opting to get iron undermesh first. A bit of a surprise. We'll need to keep an eye on where those Mangadai are. There they are. 2 Mangadai. And this will be quite nice for the micro here for Puppypaw. Might be able to snipe a couple of the spearmen on the field. Not a bad option here. I'd be interested to see what the movement speed of Mangadai are. The movement speed is 1.62 tiles per second. How much is a horseman? We don't see a horseman, but 1.62. Okay, for a scout. So a horseman will be... yeah, 1.88. So technically a Mangadai can be taken down by horsemen if they can catch up to them. If you have a large enough number of them. But don't forget the Mangadai will shoot as moving, so that give them a bit of an edge in any sort of fight against the horsemen. I think the scout is dead now, basically, from MarineLord. The 2 horsemen are going to chase that down. As we said, and we noticed earlier, the movement speed for the horsemen, 1.88 tiles per second, 1.62 for the scout. So that scout will go down. That loss of vision there for MarineLord is going to hurt him a little bit, perhaps. But it looks like Puppypaw opting for a fast castle. Or fastest castle behind this. And 2 Mangadai are being invested. Might be able to pick off a villager here. Khan getting involved as well. The villager's going to have to pull off. They're not going to pick up a villager. They don't do much damage output, has to be said, though, in Mangadai. Pretty weak in that sense. The archer's going to be the nice counter to them. Villager's going to head back into gold again. He's not too worried. Spearman and archer's going to try and take down this outpost. The outpost does have arrow slits, but there are 2 scholars there healing up the units. Oh, the towers need to focus on the scholars, but even then, the 1 scholar will heal up the other. Sacred site on the right being activated now. This is a problem for Puppypaw. This is what we talked about earlier on in the game. If MarineLord can have access to the sacred sites and protect them, that could give him a very nice win condition, but Puppypaw will be going up to the next stage relatively soon. No doubt with the separate out. And he's contesting that sacred site though with the horseman. Need to keep running around. Oh, might get hit though on the spearman. That's not ideal. The spearman going to take down the horseman. And the spearman will be healed up as well. This is a terrible fight for Puppypaw. He pulls off now, but damage was done. Mangadai losing quite valuable HP underneath the town centre. Holy smokes, those guys get wrecked by the town centre. And now we'll be having access to sacred site on the left side. We'll be taking the right side of sacred site as well. The horseman trying to contest it for as long as possible. Horseman go down, and this is an issue. Puppypaw, has he started building his landmark? He hasn't yet. He spent more food on horseman, I think. That's a bit of a problem. He needs that landmark. He needs the age up. Getting 2 outposts. Getting deer patched there. Biding his time, not rushing it. Got plenty of gold, but now it's going to be pressurized by feudal age army by the Delhi. This is what we talked about. Delhi can be strong in the feudal age. Sacred sites have been activated now. The problem for Puppypaw is with those 2 sacred sites, that's 300 gold per minute. I mean, in 2 minutes, he's going to have enough gold to get to the next stage. And that is MarineLord. He's getting the walls as well. This is what we talked about. Palisade walls going to defend those positions. Ooh, a couple of units there for Puppypaw. Going to try and decap that sacred site. There is an archer there, though. Yeah, the army's not really in the position that MarineLord wants. Well, I say that. He's going to trap in an archer range. Oh, that is huge. The production builder is being pulled back by Puppypaw. But one, the archer range does get trapped. MarineLord microing this, as you can see, just blocking it and trapping it in. And that archer range will go down. That's 150 wood that's lost. Puppypaw doesn't have the military here. He doesn't have the upgrade. He doesn't have the military buildings. That's the problem. He doesn't have the upgrades either. He doesn't have the uptech to the castle age, and he's not going to be able to get any lancers out quickly. He'll go for a second town centre instead. Holy smokes, Puppypaw. Let's get Step Redoubt up, but he's going to be pressurised in the feudal age. Does MarineLord have siege engineering? It doesn't yet. He's getting these upgrades, and Does have 2 sacred sites. He's walling up the sides as well. This match is slowly turning very heavily in the favor of MarineLord. Very aggressive in the feudal age. And the problem for Puppypaw is that he was a bit too greedy, I think. Yeah, this is greedy, guys. 2 town centers and the castle age? Surely not. I mean, castle age is enough on its own, but second town center is not going to keep. You're not going to be keeping that running. Not with the economy you have here. That's just about to become idle with the 2 outposts. These guys do have arrow slits though, so they will be able to be a bit tanky. There's 2 scholars there to heal up if needed. But if the scholars get targeted by the arrow slits, that'll become a problem. The healing will be key here. There's going to be a bit of micro here for MarineLord. If the scholars can be taken down, that'll be an issue. Scholars are healing up. Oh, this is a problem. Puppypaw does get to the castle age, but what will he be able to afford with this? Not a lot with the 2 town centers. 1 outpost will be going down. That's going to make the proposition a lot more easier for MarineLord. Villagers do get pulled away. There's no villagers left. With the 2 outposts go down, the deer patch is empty now. And that's an issue. An outpost going to go down in this position for Puppypaw. Puppypaw needs to defend his position somehow. He needs to survive here. 2 town centers. But the problem is, it's not just about surviving, because the sacred sites have been capped. That's activated at the time. I'm not entirely sure when those were capped, actually. So it has been a couple of minutes already, and now Puppypaw going to struggle to push that position, you feel. He needs to try and decap that somehow. I'm not sure how he manages it. Especially with the palisades involved. I think Puppypaw might need to be aggressive, might need to chop through and pack up that second town center and TC drop. I don't know. He's got to do something here. Certainly 2 town center booming doesn't seem like it's the good option here. Not with the sacred sites capped. Market is in place for Puppypaw to rebalance the economy, getting the Aoe4 there. Obviously his first one was destroyed. Only a little bit of stone left there anyway. Production buildings going down, stables. I hope he's not opting for lancers, because that's an issue. I think it might be. I think he's opting for lancers. MarineLord has a lot of spearmen on the field already, I think. Yeah, he does. Starting to pick up the relics now, MarineLord. Has a lot of map control. Look at that. 2 relics being picked up instantaneously on the other side of the walls. And Puppypaw does have 1 relic to be able to be picked up. That's only 1 relic. Second mosque is being put down. Gonna be able to pump out those scholars. MarineLord floating a lot of wood. Would he be perhaps opting for siege engineering some rams, maybe? Probably not now that he's in the castle age himself. Just needs to bide his time. I think MarineLord's quite happy just to settle down here back at home and build up his economy. He's getting relics in, getting markets in, and rebalance his economy, and maybe look to double down in the military and push on from there. I think Puppypaw building up his economy, building up an army maybe, saving up for 1 large push to decap a sacred site and push on from there. He's going to need a big push, and he's going to need it fast. The timer is running. Production buildings just moving closer to the over there. We'll be able to double produce with the stable and the pastures. There's specialized pick coming in from MarineLord. Don't forget the upgrades are completely free. And the concern that you have if you're Puppypaw is the relics being brought in, and as well as the gold income coming in from the sacred sites. And there might be elephants on the way. Another mosque being built. Scholars are pumping out from the Dome of the Faith, and this is looking precarious. Quite a few villagers on stone there for MarineLord. Maybe looking to get a keep or 2. We'd even think about stonewalling. Neither player opting to chop through the middle just yet. 45 villagers for MarineLord, 56 for Puppypaw. You just get the feeling, because of the timer activated for the sacred side, I don't think the economy is going to boost and kind of really filter into the military presence on the map anytime soon. Not before the sacred site needs to be challenged. And we do see a siege workshop going now. Villagers hopping over to the wood line. He does have a decent amount of wood left, so is he going to try and break through in the middle? Maybe he might be looking to do a landmark snipe. And there's the compound of the defender. There's the capital town centre. There's the Dome of the Faith. It is all technically on 1 screen. It could be plausible, but MarineLord is looking strong here with Puppypaw on that timer. MarineLord's spending everything. He's not leaving any resources unspent, and he's getting these tower elephants. He's moving around on the right side now, going to be looking to be aggressive. And this is the issue. MarineLord has a problem on his hands. He needs to decap one of the sacred sites. But if he goes towards this left one, well, that will leave his base exposed on the right. And there's spearmen, there are tower elephants here on the right side coming forward. Looks like Puppypaw was opting to be a bit more aggressive on the right side, but doesn't have the military presence on the field. And MarineLord looking in control in this game so far. A lot of villages on gold. Villagers coming out from MarineLord. He's going to drop a keep down. And how aggressive will he be with his keep? He probably could be rather aggressive. He's got so much military on the field. Going with 7 villagers. We don't see the foundations yet. It's going to be there. And not a bad spot. It's going to deny berries. It's going to deny deer and another berries as well. And it means his villagers can just go straight to food after building. On the left side though. Looks like Puppypaw is going to be aggressive on the left side. No army here from MarineLord. That's a bit of a concern for MarineLord. Looks like that sacred site will be decapped there on the left though. But the cost is that this keep will go up and we will see some pressure on the wood line. Trouble is, Puppypaw is going to be starved out of wood anytime soon. We'll run out of wood here, and there is a mangonel on the field though, so the infantry will be at a bit of risk there for MarineLord. Yeah, the sacred site will be decapped. A couple of spearmen were there, but not enough to take out the lancers. The spearmen and tower elephants heading towards the keep now, slowly starting to push forward. Mosques are being put down. This will enable MarineLord to get village fortresses. Yep, he has queued up village fortresses, so we'll be able to build up some village accounts, especially with the mosque being built. That will make the research time even quicker. Taking 5 minutes at the moment. That time will go down. A second keep going down. I didn't even recognize the stone was being mined. And this is a problem for Puppypaw. He won't want to let this happen, but the mangonels, there are 2 on hand. 3 by MarineLord needs to be careful here. Mangonels does get a shot off on the villagers. Decent shot. Keep does get deleted, so he's going to pull back with the villagers there. Mangonels does need to be dealt with by MarineLord. Does he have an option for it? He needs a siege workshop. There is the siege workshop going down on the front line, protected by the keep. Springalds are needed here. Mangonel's going to get hit off on the tower elephants. Does a decent amount of damage. Not really, actually, hardly any. I thought it would do more. Takes about 80 HP or so, maybe, off one elephant. Left side has been walled up again, and he's getting the sacred site again. So MarineLord going to activate the counter again. Look at the number of scholars. Holy smokes. That is a lot of scholars. 1840 on the clock here for MarineLord as he activates the timer again. And the trouble is when you have a scholar spam like this, you don't even have to have that many units. To be totally honest, is what scouts as meat shield as well. And we're going to get some value on that gold vein. Going to idle the economy. And will we see a trebuchet come out? Yep, we do indeed. A counterweight trebuchet. They'll start making some damage on that market. It's going to be enough to two-shot that market. Relics being picked up. Wait, is MarineLord? Yeah, MarineLord is going to pick up the 5th relic, and that is huge. The macro is on point. It's got 4 relics and 2 sacred sites, guys. The gold income's going to be insane. 400 gold per minute already from the relics, plus 300 from the sacred sites. So 700 gold per minute. Pick up this relic, that'd be 800 gold per minute. That's a 20 villager amount. Trebuchet is on the field though for Puppypaw, looking to try and take down that keep. Springald on the field, getting 3 hits on the mangonel. The mangonel does get pulled back in time though. Oh, I take that back. The mangonel gets sniped. Puppypaw trying to rush down that Springald, doesn't manage it in time. It will be 59 villagers from MarineLord versus 74. Puppypaw certainly has the better economy, but will that translate into a better army quick enough as well? Don't forget the timer is activated. Puppypaw needs a push, and he needs it fast. And the issue is the scholars. I hate to say it, but I feel like the scholars are going to be the difference here. Lancers are charging through. Not enough spearmen there, but there are tower elephants. I think MarineLord needs to be patient, needs to build up a larger army here. Tower elephants are being added to the mix. Scholars are healing each other up. 2 trebuchets, 3 trebuchets, 2 mangonels. Sieges on the field. Springald getting some good value. There is a Springald emplacement in that tower, but that tower is being slowly taken down by 2 trebuchets. There's that 5th and final relic. Popped into the mosque for MarineLord. You heard it. We're gonna have to focus on this fight now. Look at the army building up here. Tower elephants. Huge numbers for MarineLord, but back in the back of that, 7 scholars, all still alive, taking the forward berries. This is an issue. I think Puppypaw is making a dash for it. He's looking for a sacred, what do you call it? A landmark snipe. Tower elephants diving on the overview. There's just too many tower elephants here. I feel like Puppypaw is going to be under pressure here. And he's going to go for a landmark snipe. I'm not sure if he's going to manage it in time. It's still going to take time to chop through, and MarineLord must be thinking, what's going on? There's no military here. Don't forget, Puppypaw can pack up his landmarks. Where is his step redoubt? It's on the left side, so he has to pack that up. It'll take quite a while for the trebuchets and the tower elephants to head that way. It does look like a landmark sniper is heating up. Will Puppypaw manage it? He's going to try and chop through the wood line. A lot of villagers there. Does have to go next by nearby. There's an outpost there. MarineLord is going to keep an eye on there. He's going to see that. Will he be able to stonewall his... Oh no, he's not going to be able to stonewall his landmarks at all. They're too close to other buildings. Holy smokes. Will Puppypaw pull off a win here? Gets MarineLord. The mangonels take out some of the villagers. Going to be taking out the outpost instantaneously. Villagers chop through. Another villager pool comes out. Will he be pulling everything? He's pulled everything. Puppypaw making a dash for it, but MarineLord bringing up his army. Oh, Puppypaw can't wall behind. Mongols don't get the walls. They got a couple of outposts, but that won't be enough. And now the trebuchets, they need to unpack quickly. They need to unpack quickly. There are production buildings here for MarineLord, though. Going for a defensive keep. Yeah, that's going to be a strong position. That defensive keep will offer a lot of protection. And if the trebuchets can attack the compound of the defender, that's going to be the problem here. Combat of the defender and their town centre, the trebuchets need to unpack quickly. The army is coming up from MarineLord. This is going to come down to the wire. This Dome of the Faith is on fire. Village is being pulled out to the town centre now. This is a problem because the keep is now up and running. Gonna have to rely on the mangonels and the siege to do the rest. Villagers being pulled to take out the trebuchets. If these trebuchets go down, that's going to be huge. Yeah, villagers being pulled down, that's a huge problem. Trebuchets going down means that MarineLord should be able to take this win. Landmark snipe was attempted by Puppypaw. I'm not sure it will work. Getting close. Villagers repairing that town centre. There's still the compound of the defender though. Trebuchets are going to go down. The tower elephants on the chase. They do make it back. Mangonels are attacking insufficient wood, but that won't be enough because the villager pull was insufficient for Puppypaw. MarineLord takes this game on Woodwall. Delhi triumph over the Mongols. What a fantastic game. Came down to the last few minutes there. Sacred sites played a key role. Hope you guys enjoyed this casted game. If you're on YouTube, do give the video a thumbs up. And take care. See you next time.